1896, the National Bureau of Criminal Identification was founded. Through the late 1800s and the early 1900s, it would go through many permutations. But there were always outliers, anomalies, cases that couldn't or wouldn't be solved, cases that were unexplainable, undeniable, cases that required agents to stare in the face of the unknown without fear. For those cases, a separate bureau was formed, the Department of Preternatural Research. In secret, in the dark, it operates to protect humanity, and more importantly, America, from that unknown. We pick up in 1993. Chris, can you describe your character as she's getting out of her taxi out front of the El Paso field office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
And she's got a darker brown hair down past her shoulders. She's got it up in a ponytail, though. And wearing, looks like a dark lab coat on top of like a tactical belt. You can see her pistol and probably a little like flip book badge.
You've been recently reassigned from another department in the FBI to something called the DPR, a department in need of new field officers. They didn't tell you much about it, but as you grab your bag from the back of the taxi and you watch it roll away, before you can turn your attention to the field office door and head inside, you notice coming up the road, this dead desert road that only leads here, another figure on the back of a motorcycle. Ant, would you like to describe your character?
Sure. I'm going to drop some character art just for this moment for you guys here. But I'll describe him. Large guy. He's probably about 6'4". Hair pulled back into a ponytail. He's got the cholo bandana tied around his head. Cruising with his ape hanger handlebars. He's wearing a motorcycle cut that says Sinners MC on one side, Tarzan written on the other side. I mean, that's pretty, and he's got a huge beard like mine. So.
And as you pull up outside of the field office and you kick down the stand of the motorcycle and hop off, you would see this other agent. Do you, as he rides in, do you wait to speak with him, or do you just head inside?
I would stand by the door and see if he's coming here as well.
You see a pistol peeking out from his belt as he's walking up on the door.
Going in as well.
Agent?
Agent.
He extends his big hand. Cody Rhodes. Special Agent Cody Rhodes.
Yofi Jones. Shakes your hand.
Shakes your hand. Alright, he grabs the door, holds it open.
Head inside.
As the two of you walk in under the neon lights of a small, unused waiting room, you see a single dark-skinned, middle-aged woman sitting behind a desk. She's kind of wrapped up in what she's doing on the screen of this just old tan computer. She's running her long manicured nails over the keyboard kind of quickly, like classic, like when you were a kid and you went to the hospital, the secretary that you see there, you know. And she's got like the big hoop earrings and her braided hair kind of like tied back in a bun. And she shifts and she looks up and she pushes her kind of oversized glasses up her nose and she says, "Can I help you with something?"
Special Agent Cody Rhodes. I'm here on special assignment.
You as well?
Yes, Yofi Jones.
She reaches down and she pulls open with kind of this metallic creak
A cabinet, and she pulls out 2 new badges that just say DPR and your names with a crest you've never seen before. One kind of like the one in the center of our table. And she sits them down. She says, "New badges. They're waiting for you in meeting room 12A." And she'll just point to the hall past her desk.
Thank you.
He follows the finger towards the meeting.
As the 2 of you head down the hall, you find a meeting room at the back. 12C, 12B, 12A at the end of the hall. And as you open it, you see a single figure sitting down inside. Josh, you got here early.
Mm-hmm.
You've been waiting a few minutes. They told you somebody would be in to see you once all the agents were here. You see this kind of big biker-looking guy and this more straight-laced agent kind of enter. Would you like to describe your character and take the scene for us?
Sure. You would see kind of a middle-aged man. His hair is definitely grayed. He's got really striking, like, green eyes. He kind of just has his hair kind of combed back into the side out of the way. He's wearing... It's not like a suit, but it's, he's dressed kind of nice casual. Like, he's got a nice leather jacket on, a decent, like, form-fitting shirt underneath it, and then some jeans on. And he's just kind of sitting there with his feet up on the table. So you guys are the newbies, huh?
Yeah, are you in charge here?
Well, I'm told I'll be the lead in the field, but we're waiting for our boss to come in and brief us.
I think there may be a mistake. I've been undercover for 5 months with the Sinners. I can't seem to get a hold of my case agent either. I just got special assignment and an urgent need to come here.
Yes, you'll have very little contact with anybody outside of this department. And
Your name was?
right. Oh, I'm Dex Shepard. Do I have a rank, Matt?
That's great.
Or would I just be another special agent?
Yeah, all of you are special agents.
Okay.
Special Agent Dax Shepard. All right.
You probably have something on your badge that says like field lead or something like that. Actually, that's
Right,
probably
but
not on
like a special.
your tag that you wear when you're at the office, but it's probably on like your shield badge wallet.
Okay. And you can just call me Shepard.
Nice to meet you, Shepard.
There's a crappy coffee machine and some donuts set out on a side table. And it appears they're going to make the 3 of you wait.
So, what are your guys' specialties?
Well, as I mentioned, I've been undercover for the last 5 months. So I've been in the undercover office out of Southern California, San Diego. He goes over and starts to make himself a cup of cold coffee.
Well, specifically, biology. I was working with medical examinations.
Perfect. Well, you'll see some interesting things to examine in this job.
Well, I imagine so. That is what I'm best at.
You said you were undercover. You good at gathering information, or they just put you down there because you're good at a fight if something were to go wrong?
Yes, sir, I am.
Both.
Pretty good. I was at the top of my class at Quantico. I also served at their range for 2 years before taking assignment. So I'm pretty mean with the pistol.
Perfect. I'm the lead because, quite honestly, I just kind of bring out the best in people around me somehow.
Well, it's not a bad trait
And
to
I've
have.
been here longer.
He walks over to the table and sets down 2 other cups of coffee in case you guys want one, and then sits down himself.
You'd think they'd be able to make better coffee machines in these places.
This
And
place
better coffee.
sees very little budget. It's not exactly a main office.
Well, I just mean in general. Other offices I've been to have shitty coffee too.
Pretty sure they made this one in my boot, and I've been riding for 6 hours.
The window shutters on the glass panes that make up the wall that face the hall shake and kind of snap on the glass as the door is kind of flung open. A middle-aged man, portly, with hair that's slowly going from the center out, kind of classic male pattern baldness, steps in and he pushes the strands that he's still got at the top of his face kind of to the side. Good, everyone's here. And he leans back out into the hall. Miles, everyone's here, let's go. He steps in and he walks to the head of this long meeting table and he sinks into it. Behind him, you guys see a skinnier, younger man kind of step in, and he turns and he closes the door behind them. And after a moment's pause, kind of this strange, almost nervous tick that runs through his body, he shutters the windows. He's holding a manila file labeled top secret in his hand as he sits down on one of the side tables. So real quick, let me make sure I'm not messing up any character names. Dax. You recognize Miles. Miles is kind of the in-house researcher. He's the guy in the chair. And you also recognize this other man. This is Chief Jolly. Very unlike his name, but he is the DPR chief, basically for this office, as well as probably Nevada, Arizona, California.
He's like the regional.
Yeah, because they don't have that many people in this department, so he's like the regional guy. And you would know that these two kind of balance each other out based upon your previous interactions. Jolly tends to be the skeptic, and Miles tends to be the believer.
Morning, Chief. Miles?
The chief nods his head and he looks at all of you. Sorry, the coffee's shit. Our budget got cut again. They've been cutting it since 1895. Forever. Miles just chuckles. That's why I get a coffee on the way here. Anyways, the two of you have been transferred from your departments because Dax here needs some help in the field, and our previous 2 agents, they flunked out. My roommate just brought me food. Anyways, they flunked out. Does that make sense to all of you?
Sound good, sir.
He'll turn and he'll look at you and he'll say, I thought we put in the correspondence to come in uniform.
I came straight from Southern California, sir. I only had 6 hours to get here, and that's
your handler was a pain in the ass about this.
I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
You don't need to. He's not your handler anymore.
Understood.
All right. Miles here has a case of interest. I'm going to let him explain it to you. He's going to turn and he's going to look at you, Dax, as he's rising out of his seat. He's going to take one of the cups of coffee that was unclaimed on the table as he's doing this too. He's going to take a big swig and he's going to look at you and he's going to say, no fuck-ups this time. In and out, clean, and let's close one for once. And he's going to walk to the door and just like exit, basically.
I see the chief's in a good mood today.
He's not. Unfortunately, those agents they sent to that. Those agents that they sent over for that Boston gig, one of them's not coming back. Things are tightening up. All right. So, Dax, did you explain to him what we do here?
Not really.
He's gonna
Kind of alluded to that it's not your normal field office.
Miles is gonna level a gaze, kind of a tired gaze. You can tell that he's had this conversation with agents before, and he usually doesn't enjoy it. So what do the two of you think about aliens?
Aliens?
Illegal aliens?
No, outer space. Well, I mean, technically they would be illegal if they crossed the border, but outer space aliens.
He smiles and kind of looks around. Okay.
You'd see Dax You'd see Dax kind of just has a playful half smile on his face because he just loves watching all of this unfold every time.
I got hazed by the field office, but this is a new one.
That's not a good start. What about you, miss?
Well, I mean, if they were real, if they are real, I would like to take a look at them.
Good. I think we might have found one. And then he's going to toss the manila folder on the table. And he's going to say, I've got a case file here and an eyewitness report. There's been activity in a town called Sutton. It's known for a particular urban legend. Maybe one of you has heard of it? Go ahead and make wisdom or wits and knowledge tests against a target number. Let's go with a target number of 8. I just realized I need to make you guys a thing.
11. Make us what thing?
Momentum.
Oh. Yeah.
Plus 4. I got a 15.
Alright, it's okay. I got a 6. Oh, excuse me, an 8.
As a existing DPR agent, and as something of a curious scientist who doesn't mind exploring a local legend or two, Dax, you and is it Eofi? Eofi, thank you. I'm glad I can pronounce it, unlike your other character's name. You've both heard of an urban legend. It's called, this is going to be a really good campaign to take notes for, by the way. That's my only warning. It's called the Flatwoods Phantom. And what you guys know about this, air quotes, creature is it's something that's been spotted many times before by many different people, not very many credible sightings, almost no evidential sightings. And it is a creature. Some people believe it's a supernatural or paranormal creature. Many of Sutton's citizens that believe in it believe that it is a space alien that escaped government containment and is hiding in the woodlands. But there is no, it's kind of like Bigfoot. There's no credible photographic evidence or video evidence of this creature.
What was it called again?
It's called the Flatwoods Phantom. You guys also rolled high enough to know that the locals, especially the ones that are positive about the creature, often call it Braxie, Braxie.
The town, what was the town again? I look over at the
Sutton. It was Sutton, West Virginia. Braxie is
Texas right now.
Yes. Braxie is something of a, celebrity. It's kind of like one of those Bigfoot towns, if you will.
It's funny,
but we're not going to start with Bigfoot. That case file's too large.
I look over to Dax to see if there's any register on his face, if he's joking or not.
No, Dax would respond, and he's been impossible to find and verify so far.
Well, if we are going forward with this... Just looking questioning to the table for a second. Would this have any connection with the Mothman, who is also in West Virginia?
Separate case file. Not usually around Sutton either. Could be, though. I'd stay on the lookout for moths. You know, we almost got the Mothman once.
It's an interesting case file to read if you ever get the chance.
Cornered him in a railroad house, just off the tracks. Interesting. I've never seen 4 fully trained agents, all killed by acid splashes. Still not sure how it happened. Anyways, it hit our radar because there's been a series of mysterious deaths. Bodies found in the wilderness around Sutton. 3 locals and a tourist.
Do we still have those bodies?
They've got them there. I have their local police holding them in a morgue. They said they'd keep them cold until you got there, Yofi.
Perfect. I can tell us many things from those that have passed.
Law enforcement thinks that the deaths are happening because there was a local prison breakout, and there's still some, rather grisly history criminals that they have not rounded up yet.
Are we going to be expected to cover up any of this, or are we just there for research? And
You have 3 goals as a DPR agent when you go into these scenarios. Secure, contain, protect. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Once we've contained anomalies and we can study them, we'll take them back to the facility. They'll take care of the rest. Your job? Get there. Figure out what's really going on. If it's one of these prisoners, bring them in. If it's our creature, see what you can learn about it. See if you can capture it. Call from the local PD to the field office. We'll send a pickup team. But be careful. We literally cannot afford to lose any other agents. Budget's just not there, and I don't want to send Dax out alone for a sea monster in a month.
I don't like the sea. Don't send me on that.
He'll nod. He'll stand up and he'll say, I'll leave all of you to review the case file. Come see me in the carpool. I've got the Mazda there, along with your other, field supplies. All right?
Sounds good.
As he steps up to leave, he walks to the door and he opens it partially, and then he looks back at you, Dax, and he says, Oh, Dax, by the way, those hobgoblins we had to deal with last month, I figured it out. Don't feed them after midnight. And then he walks out and closes the door.
Dax will kind of get like a questioning look on his face and just kind of give like a little a nod. I guess that tracks.
Shane's
so, you guys have any questions about what
he's looking
has been covered so far?
I'm trying to read Yofi's face to see if she is eating this up or is skeptical. He still thinks someone's going to pop out with a camera at some point, but he'll lean over and start to look at the case file.
I'm going to see kind of his skeptical look and go, you should really keep a more open mind. Skepticism gets you killed in this office. If you don't believe what's coming at you is real, it'll kill you.
This case file is probably pretty large, but reading is hard nowadays. So I've got a couple things here for you guys to look over in character and discuss before you head to the carpool.
are we going to have access to these documents, or should I take notes on these as well?
They're going to stay on the table.
Okay.
I'm more just giving you guys a second to review them so you can kind of discuss them in character if you want a little bit. You can also read in character if you want, but you don't have to.
Nighttime, lights.
Wooded areas, typically.
Follow the lights. Interesting.
All three of your characters pour over these documents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Special Agent Shepard, is Agent John Marsden, is that one of the agents that passed away?
John Marsden.
The documentation was prepared by him.
I don't think so.
He's not. Actually, he's kind of a legend because he's one of the only 8 special agents that spent like the majority of his career in the DPR and like retired.
Okay. So we wouldn't know about him, but Agent Shepard would.
Yeah.
And you're probably like he's learned a lot about him through context being in the department for a while because he is kind of like the department legend.
Marsden's kind of a department legend. He's spent most of his time here. He's retired a little while ago, but I don't know anybody who's lasted as long in this department as he did. Never got the pleasure of meeting him, though.
And Matt, have I heard any whispers of the DPR or anything like that? Does this sound remotely familiar to me?
Make a charisma or resolve plus persuasion test against a target number of 10. Everyone who works for the FBI has heard rumors about like things like Area 51 or like secret departments that handle counterterrorism or weird stuff like this. But you haven't heard about the DPR before, specifically. Okay. You've never been able to push deep enough with anybody that talked about it to get answers.
And Sutton is in Arizona as well?
West Virginia.
West
Virginia. Oh, that's right. Excuse me.
You guys are in for a drive together.
Is this the most recent encounter story that we're reading here of Jimmy Rutherford?
1939.
It's number 39. Yeah, that's a while ago.
It is actually the most recent like hard encounter story that the DPR like took notes on.
Okay,
but they do have a list of times and dates between there where people thought they sighted it and the creature and described it in various ways. They generally match up with the description in this.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, it does kind of sound like the Mothman too, with the lights.
Either of you need more time to read through it? We can do so in the car.
Sounds good. I'll just need a moment to change.
You come back out. In your Well, actually, Yofi, do you have any thoughts on anything while he leaves to change? Or are you just staying quiet for now?
Just staying quiet.
Okay.
Looking over the documents.
Matt, in my past experience, this is just kind of my thoughts. I don't know if it would be an actual thing, but would sunglasses be effective against like something that uses light as like one of its gimmicks? Some way of like shielding the eyes or something like that?
Maybe. They probably need to be like specialized sunglasses, not just like any old pair of sunglasses.
Right. Would the DPR have anything like that I could put in like a requisition for?
You talked to Miles about that.
Okay. And he said he was going out to get the.
He said he would meet you guys at the garage.
Okay.
Which is actually beneath the building, but you know where the elevator is.
He'll probably meet you guys in the lobby after he quickly cleans up.
As you step out, getting cleaned up, and you're like pushing your hair so it looks nice, the lady who was working the front desk walks by with a cup of tea that she made in the break room. She says, and she just keeps walking.
Ma'am.
You look quite different without the beard.
Yes, sir, I do. He just
Make the chief happy.
You guys hit the cramped, dingy elevator. It gives one of those like classic "I don't trust this elevator" shakes before it starts to descend. And you guys are all stuck in this cramped space as this elevator crawls very slowly to the carpool level. Girl from Ipanema is playing, but it's kind of cutting in and out.
Apparently the budget also doesn't include the elevator.
As he says that, the overhead light goes out.
He taps on it.
It flickers back on.
So, how are you feeling after reading your first case file, Agent Rhodes?
Well, obviously this is all new to me, but working undercover, I've learned to adapt to my situation, so I'll help as much as I can, sir.
Adaptation is good in this field. What about you, Yofi? You've been quiet.
Well, I'm still processing if this is legitimate. As long as my paycheck comes in, you have me on board.
Well, whether this is actually a phantom or if it's just some criminals remains to be seen. But this is the kind of stuff our department investigates.
Fair enough.
He pulls the tag off the sleeve of his suit and like quickly stuffs it into the inside pocket of his jacket.
Oh, you won't be able to return it now.
Yes, sir, I will not. It's been a while since I wore a suit, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of suits either.
And you're wearing a suit, I assume, right?
No, I'm wearing like a leather jacket. Like I'm dressed nicely, but it's not like a suit. It's like nice street clothes.
Okay.
A leather jacket, like it's a t-shirt, but you can tell it's like not something you get at like Walmart. It's fairly like form-fitting. And then,
should I be changing into something that would fit in easier with the people on the streets there, or is my uniform adequate?
I don't care. I'm just not a suit man. And the chief kind of gave up on getting me into one.
All right.
Once you've survived a few cases, you get a little bit of leeway.
Sounds good. This elevator is taking forever.
As you say that, it hits the carpool floor, and all of you are greeted by the soft, crackling roll of rock on a radio, and the smell of cheap top ramen. Probably it's been cooked in the last like 15 minutes. And you guys see an open carpool with several of these Mazdas in various levels of either completion or being taken apart, along with some long tables with various like weapons and devices on them. And rolling around on a rolling chair is Miles, who's kind of like eating this top ramen as he set some stuff aside. You can tell that he replaced the standard chair wheels with like skateboard wheels. So he's like zipping around between his desk and where he wants to go. He stops and he turns and he says, good. I'm always worried that the elevator's going to kill somebody on their first day.
You guys should get somebody to take care of that. Is there the?
It was a joke. The anomaly's going to kill you, dude.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
That was a joke too. You're going to be fine.
Should I leave my keys to the bike, or is it fine out front?
You don't got to worry about the bike. We'll bring it down here.
Miles, can we get some shades? This thing seems to like to use lights, according to these reports.
Yeah, the light in the forest. Interesting. No reports of blinding, but if you want, I've got some polarized glasses. Might help. Pair for each of you?
Please.
It's that or it's welding goggles, my guy.
I'll take the sunglasses. Thank you.
He'll hold up the other 2 pairs to the 2 of you.
Yeah, I take them.
Take it.
All right, you guys can add polarized sunglasses to your inventories.
Are these like your stereotypical cop sunglasses?
You can decide. They're either aviators or they're like the classic blocky glass sunglasses.
Nah, aviators.
And by blocky, do you mean like a Ray-Ban, or?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of what that style's called, honestly.
I don't remember the style, but like any like, I feel like it's just like the stereotypical, cop sunglasses. I don't really know how to describe them either.
So they're either you can choose to either have them look like aviators or they look like horn-rimmed glasses, basically.
Okay.
Aviators.
He's grabbing aviators too.
Chris is like, I don't care what mine look like. Along with that, you guys see the 3 money clips and the rest of the inventory on the table. I whipped some things up. They kind of pulled this together fast on me, but that taser I was telling you about.
Oh yeah,
and he'll
finish it.
Yeah, he'll flip it up, and it's the first time you've seen a taser that looks like a handgun. Normally, they're like blocks. And he'll hand it to you, and he'll say, it's got a charge pack. You got to pop in a new one. Here's a couple extras each time you use it, okay? But it's a hard charge. It should put something down. Either a big guy. I mean, I tested it on a bull. Don't tell the department I tested it on a bull, but I tested it on a bull, and it worked, all right?
The next time you're going to test this on a bull, you should invite me.
Honestly, I will, because I felt kind of bad doing it.
He picks up one of the field pistols and clears it, racks it a few times, looks down the side of it, turns it sideways, and then reloads it and chambers around, and then puts it back into his jacket.
He'll nod his head to you and he'll say, yeah, I heard you're pretty good at casing a scene, so I got a magnification kit there for you as well. And I'm going to be honest, to me you look like more of a SIG guy, so I'll try to have one of those here for you next time.
Thank you.
And Yofi, the medical kit they said you requested, your ammunition, your new department identification, money clip, everything's there for you guys. And then he'll pick up the 626 keys and he'll toss them to you, Dax, and he'll say, it's the black one this time. Oh, and
awesome.
Don't press the big red button unless you need to, okay? I haven't tested it.
Well,
Dax, that wasn't like a reverse psychology thing where I want you to test it. I'm serious. I have no idea if it's going to work.
Shane also smirks at Dax.
Okay.
Miles. Yep. Only if we need to, Miles. Okay. Only if we need to.
Oh my god. Anything else you guys want?
I think I'm good with these.
Plane ticket to West Virginia would be nice.
Plane ticket.
Yeah, they cut that. I mean, they cut us from first class to the economical seats like a decade ago, and let's just say you're driving there nowadays, okay? It's better that way anyways. People start asking questions if they see agent payrolls for plane tickets.
Okay. Shotgun.
You want a shotgun?
No, I mean I have passenger seat of the car.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
But a shotgun would be nice. Do you have a shotgun?
I mean, do you really think you're going to need a shotgun? I can issue a shotgun.
I think we might really need a shotgun.
And he'll turn and look at you, Dax.
He can keep it in the trunk until we need it.
Okay. He'll issue you a shotgun. That's going to be like a heavy ranged weapon.
Okay.
And he'll issue you. It's going to have a reload of like 2.
I'm assuming
Double
it's
barrel shotgun.
Remington 870 pump action.
Yeah, it's like a pump action Remington shotgun. It's probably not a double barrel, but it's got a reload value of 2. And he'll give you free reloads worth of shells. So basically, give you a box of shells. Okay.
Cool.
Anything else?
I'll look to Yofi.
No, I'm good.
He'll nod. He'll hold up a card to you, Dax, and he'll say, "Oh, and I managed to get you guys a call card. So any payphone or other service you need, type the numbers on this card first. Bill will go through to the agency. Okay, you can reach out to me. You know the number."
Sounds good. And did we get that car phone installed in the Mazda?
Yeah, it's there. That's a direct line. Okay.
Should I
No need for the numbers on that.
Are there flashlights already in the trunk of the car?
Ah, good call. Actually, here's one for each of you, and he'll pull out a flashlight for each of you and add it to things.
Bag.
You can add a flashlight to your character sheet.
Oh.
Each of you has 1 battery for your flashlight. I don't know if that'll really come up, but
Okay.
I mean, we got $5,000 walking cash. We can always buy a new
buy a
one if need be.
flashlight. Yeah.
Hit
Hit the army surplus store and buy 3 more shotguns. That
mean,
way, everyone
yeah.
has a shotgun, and Ant has a shotgun in each hand.
We'll be in West Virginia. Can I get a shotgun grip light when we're out there?
Yeah, maybe you might be able to marry your cousin out there, bro. I don't know. Why are you asking me? Okay, I'm
What
just
if
here to give you
one
the
of our-
advice.
One of our 2 listeners are from West Virginia, man.
Wow, dude. Then I hope him and his cousin are happy. I don't give a shit if you marry your cousin. All right. Anything else? I'm going to take that silence as you're good. All right, boys.
Just
Get out
need some
there.
Good luck.
And, ma'am, sorry about that.
Used to it.
It's a male-dominated field doctoring, isn't it?
Sure is.
He'll shake his head. I feel like there's a social issue there, but I don't have the time to explore it. And he's going to walk over to one of the other Mazdas and start gutting the engine. If you need anything, give me a call. Otherwise, reach out when you're ready for the collection team.
Sounds good. He'll toss him
You
the
got
keys to the bike.
He'll catch it and he'll say, "No, don't forget, follow the light." And he'll get back to work on the car.
Don't listen to that advice. And I'll get in the driver's seat.
We see the Mazda pull out with its shiny new black paint job onto the road, a fresh set of plates, and you start across the desert, heading east towards West Virginia. It's a let's see how long this drive actually is.
I actually drove from California to West Virginia, and it took me days.
Yeah, it's a 26-hour drive. So how would you guys like to spend your time on the road?
I would say that I would be doing research, but I don't think we have. Is there a type of primitive laptop in the 626?
There sure ain't.
We got the big old case file.
All right. Then I
I
will
mean, I
prepare
would
with
probably
the big
just pull out a book from a personal suitcase.
I will be reviewing
Just
the case
reading
file.
while we're going.
Okay, you're reviewing the case file?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
looking
see if
for
you can find anything else.
I've got my flashlight in my neck here, and I'm kind of just looking through everything when it's night. Just trying to find something that stands out.
Okay. Go ahead and make a wits and study test. The highest target number is 15.
Can I help him with that? Like, give him
I'm gonna say no. You're driving.
Okay. I mean, like, maybe, like,
Use your-
guidance of, like, the
yeah,
really
you can
good
do that.
informations.
You can use your ability.
Cool. So I will use Helping Hand for you then.
Okay.
And it, let's see, hold on. I can assist without, even if I don't have skills. You can reroll any ones that you roll.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna hopefully use my Clue Finder ability.
And it becomes easy for you because I have ever-willing assistance as well.
So I will be spending 10 minutes to closely study the case file. It means that I can pretty much take a 16 instead of a 10. Okay. So yeah, I get a 10 initially, and then if I continue to study it, I get an auto 16.
All right. Well, with his easy, you definitely find all the extra clues. So, there's a few things you notice. One thing is that there's recently been a change with the chief of police in Sutton. The previous chief, Mark Rutherford, stepped down. You would notice that this is the same surname as the first witness account. Stepped down. There has been some rumor that it was a forced step down that was pressured by the mayor, whose name is Ralph Wallace Wilson. And it has to do with him continuing to investigate these urban legends. Basically, he got fired for spending budget on this stuff when they wanted him to focus on other things. You would also learn, ancillary from that, you would learn that he was dating and may still be dating, the previous chief was dating and may still be dating a woman who's a waitress at a business called Doug's Diner named Mary Joanne. Additionally, you know that there's been a pickup of an activity, and it always happens this time of year. In fact, you guys should be arriving around the time that BraxyCon is happening there, which is basically a week where they try to capitalize off tourists who come looking for cryptids by having kind of a convention about the creature. Additionally, you would know that the chief who stepped down, Rutherford, he has a brother who is also alive named Nathaniel Rutherford, who owns a firearms store in Sutton. And recently, the now chief of police, whose name is Hilda Henderson, has arrested a couple local hicks who kind of fashioned themselves as amateur hunters who went hunting out in the woods for the cryptid and accidentally shot and killed somebody's dog.
Oh.
Their names are Beaumont and Welshie. And this is all stuff that's happened recently that Miles has been able to put together by making some phone calls and stuff.
Okay. And the current chief of police was Hilda
Henderson.
A
couple other things you notice.
What was the mayor's name again?
His name is Ralph Wallace Wilson. It looks like the last time a special agent from the DPR has been through town to investigate was in 1974, and it's because there was a rash of mysterious deaths in the woods around that time. That agent was not able to find out very much, and the deaths ended up getting the local police ended up arresting and convicting what appears to be a young black male named Arthur for those deaths. He's serving a life sentence in in Mount Olive Correctional Complex, which is a prison in West Virginia.
And what was the guy's name who was arrested and convicted for it?
Arthur.
Looking through the files, you guys can tell that the ACLU has put in various complaints and tried multiple times to get this guy out because they believe that he was poorly represented. Basically, they're claiming that he was submarined by his public defendant on purpose.
If we proved this to be legit, we might be fleeing this gentleman.
And what was the possible girlfriend's name again?
Mary Joanne. She's got 3 first names.
At the diner.
Yeah, Doug's diner.
Oh, Doug's. I put Diggs. Doug Steiner.
So yeah, I'll just be relaying all this information that to them while we're cruising along.
Is there any pattern to the deaths or abductions or anything like this? Like, is there a set time between occurrences, or is it just kind of random?
It's not exact, but they do seem to happen anywhere between 7 and 10 years apart from each other. So it picks up and then it quiets down, and then it picks up and then it quiets down. You guys would also notice that it looks like off a road called Old Haven Road, which is kind of, as far as you guys can tell, basically just off a service road in the Flatwoods. It's in the boonies outside of the city somewhere. There is a FBI. It looks like it was basically a storage facility that was shut down. It looks like it was shut down in 1974.
We have 2 ways of looking at it. What do you think if we can tag along and act like just one of these tourists initially before we talk to the actual sheriff? Seems like they've had some movement within the department, which makes me question their work ethic. What do you think, Agent Shepard?
Well, I think we should definitely start with Mark Rutherford and see what he found out.
Yeah, I think we might get some more information if they don't think that we're with the government, but I could be wrong about that. Have you been?
I typically tend to not identify myself as a agent until I need to actually get information from law enforcement through official channels.
All right. In that case, maybe we want to stop at a store outside of town to grab a change of clothes.
Yes, you both look very much like FBI agents.
I was told to arrive in uniform.
Yes, well,
I do have a change of clothes with me.
For that in the field.
What was that, Matt?
I said all 3 of you were. Only one of you did it, though.
Hey, man, you called me off assignment. I got here as quick as I could.
Do you guys try to burn rubber, or do you do it over a couple days?
I mean, Dax would probably be driving pretty fast, but he's not going to go straight. He's probably going to try and plan it out so we spend one night in a hotel.
You guys stop at that motel. While you're at that stop, you manage to get some changes of clothes to make you look a little bit more like locals in the area. Is there anything else you guys want to do while you're at that stop?
How far away from the site are we now?
We'll say that you're like a 4 or 5 hours drive at this point.
Okay.
You stopped, you rested, you drove a few hours, you found the place to buy the clothes, and now you know you've just got the closeout part of the drive.
If we're 4 hours, outside of that area, maybe we could let's try and strike up a conversation with the cashier and see if they've heard about.
That was exactly what I was thinking of doing.
You guys are in like it's basically like just like a small business that's renting a big building and filling it with like clothes that they've gotten from like bigger corporate businesses but that have gone out of style.
It's like a clearance sales store.
There's like a fishing section. There's just like a bunch of random stuff in here. It's like whatever they can get their hands on to sell. When you reach the counter, the cashier's behind the counter like eating Doritos. It's a lot of clothes.
Yeah, so Shane's looking at a shirt with like a chunky girl, like the mud flap girl. He walks up and sets it on the counter. I'll take that. It's the only thing that fits me here.
You a cop?
No, of course not. I'm Shane. Nice to meet you.
I'll eat another Dorito instead of taking your hand.
It doesn't take my hand? Okay. Yeah, so we're going to go check out the cryptid. You heard anything about it?
You're going to BraxyCon?
Yeah, totally.
I haven't seen a cop try to go to BraxyCon in a while.
He looks back at Dax.
We're just going to smile.
Definitely not a cop. I'd have to tell you if I was a cop.
Is that true? I've heard that. Like, I've watched cops, and they say, like, we got to identify ourselves, but I feel like I've met people that have gotten arrested, and they didn't know the person was a cop until the cuffs were on, you know? And I'm just saying, I'm looking at this stack of clothes. I'm like, these guys are trying to fit in. So you're either cops or serial killers.
I've never been an undercover agent, but I'm pretty sure they have to tell you.
Did you say both?
I mean, if it's one or the other, why can't it be both?
He looks back at Dax. He goes, "This guy, he's got a great sense of humor. That's hilarious, right?"
No, man. I just thought about it, and probably the best way to get away with being a serial killer is by being a cop. Now that I think about it.
Dax is gonna tap his head and point to him.
You are intuitive. You know, maybe you're one of those. You should apply for the FBI.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I can have a problem with my drug use. Not that I use drugs. Just like you're not cops, right?
No, we're not cops. So anything you can, as a local, you could fill us in about the.
I mean,
Braxy.
I've never lived in Sutton, but I've heard some stories.
You want to share any of those stories?
I mean, what, like about the prison break, or are you really interested in the cryptid?
I mean, whatever you heard.
No, we're actually really interested in the cryptid. We're going for BraxyCon.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. You know, it's usually just like the locals and some hokey. All right. Well, listen. I can give you my theory, but like I said, I'm not as close to it as a lot of other people are. Here's my theory, though. He leans up over the counter. There is no fucking Braxy. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying, you know, people don't realize what this Mothman can do. Multiple places at once, simultaneous sightings. It's all connected, man. You know, just like the government, just like the deep state. It's all connected.
So your theory is that this Braxy is the Mothman.
I mean, what are the chances our state has 2 cryptids in it, okay?
You'd be surprised.
Can I roll, like, to see if he's just pulling our leg? Or...
Yeah, you definitely can. Yeah, that would be a wits and... Or actually, you could do a wits or a resolve and study. And any of you can do this, by the way.
All right, I have
target number 8.
I have professional suspicion, so it's easy.
Mm-hmm. Drops to a 5.
And study. That's a 12.
It's not as straightforward as he's pulling your legs, but he's like really kind of like buying into it. He clearly doesn't believe that you guys are just like tourists. And he's kind of like having fun with the idea that he might be talking to somebody important and giving them information. If you had to guess, if you like really got serious with this guy, he probably just doesn't believe in any of it at all.
Okay. Gotcha. I look back at the other two agents and roll my eyes.
Just think about it, man. What if there's a whole legion of Mothmen out there? Like they're building their forces here in West Virginia, but they're planning on taking over the whole country. You know, I was reading just the other day this news article about lizard men. Okay, they're saying the president might even be one of these lizard men. I mean, if it's like that, like a whole plan, take humanity down a notch. You know.
I mean,
if my taxes lessen, I might not care.
You know, I mean, our president might be a lizard man.
You never can tell.
He pays for his mud flap girl T-shirt and turns around, kind of gestures to them that he didn't think there's probably too much more information to draw.
So here's the thing about the president, though. You see him? Pretty good saxophone player. Hard to do that if you got lizard lips.
You got me there.
Hey, good luck over there, guys. Okay.
Have fun with your not doing drugs, and I'll head out.
Exactly. He opens up another bag of Doritos as you leave. There was like nobody else in the store.
Mm-hmm.
He tucks the shirt into his bag. He's like, oh god.
As you guys head back out to the Mazda, go ahead and make wisdom study tests against target number 12 for me.
I cannot even hit a 12. Is there a partial success, maybe? Or a 4?
Got a 9.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Okay. None of you notice anything peculiar. You reach the car, you climb back in. It's getting kind of hot, and there's like a high moisture in the air, so it's kind of getting hot and sticky a little bit at this point in the day.
Gotcha. If I'm looking for a hidden object, creature, or door, my study test is easy. Is that going to help me?
And what'd you get?
I got a 7.
No, that still doesn't help you, unfortunately.
Okay.
You failed the best out of the three of them.
I did. That is true.
Way to go.
And I had a +2. I rolled a 5. But...
Hitting the road again, all of you cruise down the cracked asphalt of Old Highway 72 until eventually you're driving into Sutton underneath the banner welcoming visitors for 1993's BraxyCon. You see some people running by in Braxy outfits, and you see a lot of people kind of setting up tables and stuff outside of their businesses to sell little knickknacks and curios. Main Street is kind of laden with this setup, and residents are kind of clad in their fantastical costumes inspired by the local legends. Children laugh and run through the streets. This town doesn't have a big population. The census this year put it at like 836 people. But the streets are full today. A few faces as you guys pull into the quad at the town center and park your sedan look out at you. Some curious, some just passing glances, some maybe even suspicious. And as all of you get out and they kind of move on about their business, with more tourists arriving to create business, the simple layout allows you to tap kind of the usual haunts of small town America. Doug's Diner, a small diner that's kind of trapped in a much earlier decade off to the side. And at the corner of that same street, a long, squat police station with a small theater building that's across from it. There's a coin op and other local businesses sandwich on the other side of the road, stretching back to where houses start to spread out into the residential area of the town. But as all of you know in your line of work, but especially Dax. Even small towns can hide big secrets, if you look closely enough. And as all of you kind of get out of the car to begin your investigation, we're going to take a quick break. All right. Well, as all of you disembark your Mazda, how would you like to approach investigating Sutton?
Why don't you two take a load off and mingle with the locals for a little bit? We'll meet back up in an hour at Doug's Diner.
Sounds great.
And I would like to use my charming and deceitful features. I can spend 1 hour exploring a location to learn just a bunch of different information between the two of them. Okay. I can identify good places to attain information, find lodgings, find food and drink, seller trade in stolen goods, or hide out from somebody who might be searching for us.
Okay. And the two of you, what are you planning on doing?
I will also take the time to leverage my go and just kind of scope out the police station. Just kind of focus on how many police officers are currently on duty. See if I spot anybody in a supervisor vehicle. Get eyes on what the sheriff looks like ahead of time, so we know. Just kind of get some information on that.
Yofi?
I would look for like a local museum. Like if there's a local cryptid museum that gives more information, like what they speculate about in there. Do a quick walkthrough of that.
Okay, you do actually find the Flatwoods Phantom Museum. It looks like it was probably a residential building at one point, but somebody's turned it into like a little thing where you pay a fee at the front counter and you get to walk through. It's got like very carnival-y vibes.
Yeah, I would just go in there and like read everything they got.
All right, Josh. What can you list off some of the priority things you're doing with that hour with those abilities, so I kind of know what you want to focus on?
I would like to focus on good places to attain information. Both of the callings give that, and that's important for this.
Yeah.
And then, like, places we could possibly hide out. I already know that there's that FBI field office that was probably abandoned in the area, but if there's anything else. And then, like, the best place to stay in town.
You do actually find kind of an out-of-the-way motel that is off the main strip of the town, past some, like, warehouse buildings. It looks like there's some various companies that rent large buildings and probably like truck things to showrooms, like product in this area as well. And past all those, there is a little rundown, but showing its vacancy signs, motel. It's like a strip motel, kind of like Psycho. Not that somebody's going to kill you there, but, you know, kind of like one of those old school strip motels. Yeah. And it's called Elkhart's.
Matt, do I still have my identification for my alias while I was undercover?
Yes.
If I need to pass another ID off? Cool.
Yeah. One thing you notice as you're doing this, you do track the little Braxy Museum, and you notice that Yofi seems to have zeroed in on that and is like going inside.
Okay.
Both of you notice that, but
I'll kind of nod when I see that and go, good instincts on that one.
When I'm casing the police station, if I see anyone that's released, either town drunk or anything,
okay, make a wisdom study test against a target number of 10 for me, okay? As you're doing that, Josh, you also notice that there is there is Rutherford's Firearms. All the way across the quad area. It looks like a lot of the local like hunters and stuff are hanging out. They're like free barbecuing for the people that are out there for a little Braxy parade that's going to happen later in the day, just to bring people in to shop. But a lot of like the middle-aged men and locals and stuff are all hanging out at this firearms place.
Okay, you said this was on the other side of the town from the motel?
Well, the motel is like all the way on the far side of the town, and as you're walking that direction and discovering that, you're seeing this. So this is kind of closer to the center of town. But it is out of the way from where the main body of people are.
Okay.
Okay. What'd you get on that study test?
I got a 5 on the study test. I'm not sure if I do the case and infiltrate, I automatically certain details though.
Okay.
So
you can do that.
Okay.
What are the details you automatically get?
I learned the location security defense, including the number of guards, their patrol routines, technology security systems. If I case a facility until I might find any. Or it says I pull up hidden and vision tests easily. I case the entrances.
There's a front.
Might find out what's the weakest point of entry.
There's a front and back door. The back door is definitely more physically secure. It looks like because they also do prisoner releases out the back door, jail releases out the back door. Mm-hmm. As you're casing it, you actually do notice that they release what looks like could be the town drunk.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll just take a mental note of what they look like. In case
he's pretty old and scraggly. He's wearing like a hole-pocked beanie around his strands of hair. He does look a little on the crazy side. You can tell that they've dealt with him before because they're clearly at their wits' end.
All right, I might just walk up to him when he gets a little bit further away from the...
Before you do that, you also note that it looks like to you there's a couple support staff, like secretaries or file keepers, at this police station at any given time, and then at least 3 or 4 police officers. You'd be willing to bet that this whole department is like 12 people.
Okay, well that might be for our benefit if we need to get in somebody else. I'm also specialized in computers, sweet 286 computer in 93.
I need to find a soundbite of the old internet load up noise for this campaign. It's going to be useful at some point.
Yep, especially because I'm going to pull out a floppy disk with Linux on. All right. Yeah, I'll let you guys.
Oh yeah, on April 30th of this year is when the World Wide Web was released into the public domain.
Yeah, Linux
nice.
Linux has been out for quite a while too. 2 years.
Oh, I didn't know that decision was made by a researcher at CERN.
Yeah, internet exists.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but I just didn't know that CERN was involved.
Did you read my background? I even included my character's first computer, Commodore 64.
Commodore 64 sounds like a badass car. I got a Commodore 64.
It was a pretty cool computer.
All right, you want to go up to that drunk? Mm-hmm. Possible drunk? He looks sober. Fuck you guys too, all right? He stumbles off onto the sidewalk, rolls up his sleeves.
Hey, you got a smoke, brother?
He's searching through his pockets and he looks at you. Do I got a smoke?
Yeah, man. Looks like the man had you down.
Always, man, always. Unfortunately, I don't because they took shit out of my fucking pockets and didn't give it back again.
They always do that. What's your story, man? I'm Scott.
Scott?
He reaches out and sticks his hand out there.
You don't look like a Scott. He smacks your hand. And then he's going to say...
It's written right here on my driver's license.
He'll look at it. All right, well...
Hey, I'm new to town, man. Where's a good place to get a drink around?
I'll tell you, but you got to get me a drink.
That I can do, my friend.
My public indecency charge isn't going to get rid of itself. You know, I got to get something worse on there so they forget about it.
Hey, I might know a lawyer that could help you out.
I fucking hate lawyers, man.
Hey,
you ever gotten a public defender?
I have. That's how I ended up in
the Clink.
Santa Rita.
That's how I ended up in, well, not Santa Rita, but another spot. All right, come on. We're going to Josie's.
Sounds good, man. He'll follow after him.
Let's cut to Yofi. Yofi, as you enter, there's kind of this rotund man going through a series of burps, because that's what I'm going through in real life right now. And he'll kind of like shift his saggy body, and he'll look over at you, and he'll say, "Oh, come for BraxyCon?"
Sure did.
You should check out the museum.
That's where I was headed.
All right, $5 entry.
Here you go.
Well, that's quite the money clip you got there. Are you looking to get one of these limited edition Braxy dolls? $20.
It's a definite maybe. I'll let you know.
All right, but they're 25 on the shop side going out, so.
It's gonna be a probably not then.
Really? Huh.
If you're gonna upcharge on the way out.
Fair enough. Have fun in the museum. He'll pull the $5 off and he'll hand you what looks like a cassette player and a headset. Make sure you turn that in.
Will do.
As you step out and you put the headset on and you click it, it starts the intro for the Braxy Museum, and basically 20 seconds into it, the whole thing just falters out. Like the sound drops out, and then the tape starts spinning and like pulling the tape ribbon, and it's just useless.
Perfect.
But I will let you make a wits or wisdom and study test against a target number of 8. Depending on how well you do, we shall see what you learn.
And study?
Actually, I'm going to make the target number 4.
14.
Okay, hey, that's a crit.
Hell yeah.
So the majority of the small museum focuses on a singular event. It happened at 7:15 p.m. on September 12th, 1952, when two brothers, Edward and Fred, and their friend Tommy, claimed to have seen a bright object cross the sky and land at a local property. That property was owned by somebody else back then, but it's listed as being owned by a man named Lester Morton now, and it looks to you that it's a ranch outside of town. They went home, they told their mother about it, and then they actually went out to the farm with some other local kids, basically being chaperoned by a man who was like a local National Guardsman to try to find proof of their claim that something crashed out of the sky out there. And one of the group, actually the local National Guardsman, claimed upon coming back that he aimed a flashlight in the direction of the farmhouse while they were looking over the grounds, and he spotted a man, or what he thought might be a man, and he described him as having a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. He almost described it as like the shape of a spade on a playing card. I've got Ant really thinking about this. The descriptions amongst all of them varied between that playing card shape and more of a natural hood shape. The height varied. but it was always tall. The shortest anyone claimed assumption over the height of this person that was spotted was around 6 feet, and the tallest was over 10. And one thing that did track, though, is that all of them said that this person had a round, blood-red face and eyes or eye-like shapes that emitted a light. A bright green or greenish orange light. Many of them also described this large person, as having small claw-like hands, clothing that resembled almost like folds of fabric. Additionally, they said that the figure, once it realized it was spotted, hissed at them and came towards them, but it didn't seem like it was walking. It seemed like it was gliding. When this happened, the National Guardsman, he admitted with some shame that he screamed and panicked, and he dropped his flashlight, which caused the group of kids to run off the property, and he followed them. One other thing you notice, you kind of spot it in like a side thing, like a paper or newspaper article on one of the walls that probably most people don't even spot when they go through this, is that all of them said they smelled kind of like something pungent, and they felt like it was in this kind of like layer of mist that was around them in the area. Some of them said that the pungent smell as they ran away actually caused them to become nauseated and like vomit. The local sheriff at the time and the deputy investigated the reports of the aircraft after taking down these witness statements. So sometime after this happened, they arrived at the property and they found their exact quote was, they saw, heard, and smelled nothing. Additionally, there was a man working for the Braxton Democrat, which is one of the local papers in the Sutton area. Braxton is another town that's nearby. Braxton is the county that Sutton is in. They claimed that this writer claimed that they also investigated this farm and they discovered skid marks, as well as a odd gummy deposit that was pretty large in the ground near the skid marks. After this point in the museum, a lot of the rest of it seems to be focused on different UFO enthusiast groups that believe that there is a lot of evidence that there was some kind of saucer crash landing that happened that night here. One news editor was quoted as saying that newspaper stories were carried throughout the whole country, radio broadcasts were carried on large networks, and hundreds of phone calls were received from all parts of the country after this happened. So there was a little bit of a cult following around the time this happened. There is a little bit of stuff in the museum about skeptics and skeptical inquiries on the event. Most of them attributed what happened that night to a meteor, and the other stuff to either being tall tales or misseen shadows.
What was the name of the guy who owned the ranch now? Lester or something?
Lester Morton.
Sorry, when my headset's dying, so I'm trying to plug my charger.
Yofi, as you reach the end of the museum and you're in the little shopping area, you do see that there's one other customer there. He's a tall man with kind of a mangy goatee of black hair. As I struggle with basic technology. And he has very piercing, kind of like green eyes. And he kind of smiles at you and he says, "So, what'd you think? Worth the $5?
Oh, it's certainly interesting if you believe these sort of things.
I did come for the convention, though, I must admit. I just travel the road as a salesman, so I have time for weird little things like this. Arthur." And he'll hold out a hand.
Yofi, nice to meet you.
He'll shake your hand, and he'll say, "Well, anyways, I hope to see you around the convention."
Well, I'm bound to be around. Just taking it all in while I'm in town.
He'll chuckle, and he'll pass some money across the counter, and he will he'll take all of what looks like a couple knickknacks he bought and a shirt that says "Follow the Light," which is like one of their big sellers, and he'll put it all in the bag, and he'll turn to you and he'll say, "Oh, and don't forget, follow the light." He'll kind of chuckle as he steps out of the shop back onto the sidewalk.
Will do.
Is there anything else you'd like to do at the museum? There's a woman around the same age. You look like definitely in the same decade as the man at the front. She's also a little overweight. She's got like thin glasses. One of the lenses is cracked a little bit, pushed up to her face. They're like the classic glasses that have like the librarian chains. So if it falls down, it'll just be on her chest. And she's kind of smiles at you and she says, "T-shirt, we're running a special for the convention. $12. You look like a small, and she's like already kind of bagging it up.
I think I'm good. Thank you, though.
Well, I hope you have a good day.
You too. Gave me a lot to think about.
The truth is out there. She'll smile.
Doing my best to find it as I leave the shop.
Okay. You exit out on the street. As you do, you would see wrapping around the back corner of the police station, having finished a conversation with a guy that looks like he's being released. You would see, I'm so sorry, I'm blanking on your character's real name right now, and I'm thinking Scott.
Well, no, that's because I have two names. I introduced myself.
Yeah, but
I'm Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
Even though I think I'd introduced myself to the group as Cody at first, too.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a few names.
Yeah, he's been undercover for a while, man.
He's the V of this campaign.
Dude, I as soon as you said Cody Rhodes, I was immediately like, did you accidentally name yourself after one of the most popular active professional wrestlers, or is that on purpose?
I had the same thought.
Accidentally stole his last name and then realized it was his last name when Andrew.
I don't care, dude. Cody Rhodes can be in this campaign. He's about to beat John Cena at SummerSlam. God, I hope I'm right. Otherwise,
You heard it here first.
It's gonna be on YouTube that I'm wrong. That's this weekend, I think. This next weekend. All right. Anyways, we've dated ourselves because this won't be on YouTube for probably like months. So, the two of you are close by. It looks like your investigations have drawn you together. You don't immediately spot Dax anywhere.
Okay. I'll look over at getting the name Yofi, and I won't show that I know her, but if she chooses to move over to us, then I will.
You say us? Are you and your different identities like Eddie
No,
Brock, Venom, bro?
I'm assuming that I was walking to
sure.
to the bar with this guy. I was going to.
Oh yeah, I apologize. I set that up wrong. He is walking with this guy towards the bar. Do you want to join them, or do you want to keep doing things?
Does he spot me as I'm leaving the shop?
Yes.
I'll make like a little hand signal, like, do you want me to go with you, or?
He'll just kind of shrug. Hopefully the guy doesn't notice. It's up to you. It's up to you, move, but this dude's it.
Yeah, I'll like tail him then. Not join their conversation, but just watch and lurk.
You head into the bar with, actually, really quick, Josh. Your character spotted those things I told you about. What would he like to do next?
He will get 3 hotel rooms.
Okay. That is going to be... That's going to be... They're going to cut you a deal, so the 3rd room is free. So are you doing one night?
These things normally take a couple of days. Is this like a motel you pay like per night kind of?
Not really. They're asking you how long you're planning on staying. You might be able to convince them the next day if you want to try to, but like you can tell that their preferred business model is for you to pay up front.
Gotcha. I'll get... These things normally take at least a couple of days, so I'll get 3 nights just to cover us.
So that's going to be $600.
Ooh.
Dang.
And you
that's a Comic-Con price.
You've got like 2 other motel options.
I'll take the keys. Thank you.
You here for BraxyCon?
Of course, what else is there to do around here?
You're lucky we don't normally have rooms, but you know, with those deaths going on, a few less people showed up this year. Although I gotta say, some of the wilder ones showed up. I'd stay away from those woods tonight. I bet you there's gonna be a lot of guys out there hoping to catch the monster.
I saw quite a lot of what looked like hunters gather around that firearms shop. Is that pretty common for this convention?
Not for the convention specifically, but I did hear that there was some kind of betting pool going on. Like a few of the local hunters are going out and placing their money that they're the one that'll get to shoot the alien, so... A lot of damn fools in this town. That's why the population stays low.
Yeah, no. Something to be said for Darwinism.
Sounds good. You enjoy yourself. Your rooms will be ready, all spruced up and ready for you, okay? Just don't bring a blacklight.
I've learned that lesson long ago. And I'll walk out with the keys.
You see, across the way, you see what looks like Shane, possibly Cody, definitely not Scott, leading a local old guy with a gimp leg into Josie's bar. And after just a second, you realize that you see Yofi kind of just tailing him right now.
Oh. Wasn't this hotel like on the outskirts of the town?
Yeah. You're like looking like all the way down those blocks.
So they're like pretty far away from me then.
I'm a big guy, and I'm wearing.
You have enough context to know like where they're going if you want to meet back up with them.
Okay. Well, I told them to meet up in an hour at Doug Steiner. So if it's getting that time, I'm gonna head to Doug Steiner and
wait for him.
Yeah.
The two of you walk into Josie's bar. This place it's a true country dive. Reba's on the spinner right now, and it's like one of those old school ones where the record's turning over. Mm-hmm. And there's one guy behind the bar. He's a ginger that's got a cowboy hat on and just a pale white face, dancing with freckles.
All right.
And he sees you two walk in. He says, "Ah, you're early. Good, because it's gonna get full later."
I'll make my way up to the bar and grab 2 shots.
Oh shit! You're bringing Garth in here. You're not Look,
I just met the guy. He seems
hey,
friendly.
hey, look at me. You take him out with you too. You send him to another bar. I don't want to have to deal with his shit again tonight. You already got clinked last night.
Is that what the story is? Sorry about that. His slides him a 5.
He slides in your 5?
No, I slid him a $5 bill.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you. I apologize. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, this character doesn't know what it means. He'll take it and he'll say, this really ain't gonna pay for that pool table, but okay. Here's your shots. Just, make sure he doesn't do any crazy shit now.
Do my best.
2 shots. Give me 2 shots.
Garth. So yeah, he puts both shots in front of Garth.
Heavenly.
Oh, you man. So yeah, what's the story? I heard
savor it. He downs the second shot immediately.
I heard the sheriff of this place. I heard there was a change in leadership there recently. Any truth to that?
Oh yeah. They put Hilda Henderson in charge. Don't know anything about copping, but she does whatever the mayor says.
Gotcha. A yes woman, if you will. What about Mark Rutherford?
Owns the gun shop.
That's his brother, Nate. Mark's the
old sheriff.
Yeah, the old sheriff.
He arrested me a lot.
What's his story? I heard he had to step down.
Well, he got really into that, all that stuff, like with this convention, and I don't think they appreciated it very much. Can you get me a beer, friend?
Yeah, of course. As soon as he gets back over here. So yeah, any truth to this?
Hey, can we get a beer over here?
Braxy?
A couple of beers, actually. What, Braxy? The monster?
Yeah, is there any truth to it, man? You're local.
Hell yeah, it's true, man.
Have you seen it?
I mean, I lived here. Let's hear the
story. And then I'll get you a beer.
Oh, it's just really hard to remember things if I'm not drinking,
Hey, you gotta juice me up here. I already bought you 2 shots. Come on, man, give me some juice. I'm here for the convention after all.
Make a charisma persuasion against a 6.
Oh god. Nope.
Okay.
All right.
I just look, man. I mean, like, really, it's like so the doctor says I got a beer activated brain. It's a disease, man.
Okay,
I can't think without it, man. That's why I keep telling the cops. That's why I need it.
Professional suspicion. Can I roll just to see if this guy is a dead end?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. Study test will be easy for that then.
Yeah, it's against an 8.
Okay. I failed that too.
He's definitely not a dead end. He's probably not the most useful person in town to talk to. But he just said he's been here a long time.
I'm gonna check my watch. How close am I to the hour?
You're pretty close.
Okay.
But Yofi's lingering, like, down at the other end of the bar. You might be able to, like, signal her to go, like, let him know you need time or something. You have options.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of call it a dead end. And I'll look over at her and kind of just nod towards the door, and I'll look over to him and go, I'm gonna grab a smoke real quick. I'll meet you back.
What about that beer, man?
Yeah, I'll grab that for you as soon as I get back in here.
All right,
and he walks out the door.
Yep.
And I wait outside for...
Guess he doesn't want to know about the flying saucer.
We'll ask other people.
Yofi, do you follow me up?
Yeah.
All right. When she walks out, I'll go, I hope you got some more. I did.
Well, I mean, I just learned what's at the museum is all.
Well, that's a lot more than I learned. I learned that guy likes whiskey. You want to head to the diner?
Yeah, it is about that time. We should meet up with Dax.
All right. He'll just start wandering the street.
A soft bell rings as you open the door to the diner. It's got one of those classic thin but long U-shaped diner bars with the spinning round, it's the whole thing, and then kind of the booths on the side. It's very like it's like trapped in the 1950s almost.
It's like Johnny Rockets.
Yeah, you even see like this older guy with the perfect white hair, kind of pompadoured up, and he's like old school making a soda. So he's like syruping in, and then he's like flushing it. And there's a middle-aged woman that's pretty far down the bar taking an order from a couple people that are sitting at it. You see in a booth off to the side, Yofi, and Shane. Sorry, Shane.
Okay.
And with whatever you guys would have ordered, if you would have ordered anything after sitting down. Mary Jo would have come by. She's got it. Her name is on her name tag.
He's got a cup of coffee.
5th one of the day.
He's only 26. He can drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah. Who needs a heart when you're 50?
Yeah, exactly.
You have P? Would you get anything?
Me probably just a coffee as well.
Okay, yeah, they've got like water, coffee, and pop. And they can make like root beer floats and milkshakes.
Are they malted?
They got pie.
Yes, they are.
Pie. Pie's probably really good.
Yeah, they do have a pie bar for sure. There's like apple and boysenberry and a bunch of
longingly at the pie
like
and say later.
Definitely later.
That's my treat when I win this. What would you like to do as you enter?
So they got there before me?
Yes. Just a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, they immediately bailed on that other guy. So.
On that other guy, yeah.
Too bad. I was looking forward to role-playing him.
You might still get a chance.
Yeah, if that's the case, then we know you will still get the chance. He's definitely going to spot me at the most inopportune time and call me Scott.
And I think you guys should consider going through things you've learned individually in character, just to make sure you remembered everything and took good notes.
I was planning on it. I'll go sit down with them. So, did you guys learn anything interesting?
I took a moment on the police station, so it won't take me long here. Seems to be pretty... not many people working there. Ins and outs, there's probably only a couple of admins and I think a handful of police officers on duty. So, should we need to make an entry for any reason, it shouldn't be too much of a challenge. I tried to follow one gentleman just to see if I could get the layout on the former sheriff, but he seemed to be a dead end. And I wasn't going to stay in the bar very long, but hopefully Lofi got some more information.
I'll turn to Yofi. I saw you went to the museum. Good instincts.
Huh. It seemed to be mostly dedicated to one event in 52. A couple of kids light landing on a property nearby. It's currently owned by Lester Morton. It's a ranch outside of town. But the kids ended up telling their parents, and it somehow got into the ear of a National Guardsman who took them back out to investigate. While out there, they all claimed to see a figure, a man, quite tall, although their heights ranged from like 6 feet to 10 feet. They all said he was tall, at least. They all corroborated that they had seen a blood red face, very round, eyes that emitted like a greenish orange light, and small claw-like hands, and some sort of like folding fabric-y clothes. Figure spotted them as the light shined on him. They said it hissed and glided towards them. Then everyone ran away.
with my experience in the DPR, does this sound like anything I might recognize or have heard rumors or anything about?
There's aspects of the Flatwoods Phantoms, kind of different stories and sightings that do remind you of other cases of possible, like, alien sightings and that kinds of things, especially like the things with like lights and meteor-like objects and that kind of stuff.
Okay, but nothing like specific.
No. There are aspects of this that probably feel like stuff you've read on the Mothman before as well.
Okay.
Or Yofi's like kind of Occam's razor thought at the beginning of all of this is it might be feeling like a little more possible at this point.
Okay. It sounds like some sightings of aliens and also quite a few similarities with the Mothman. You might have been onto something there. Did you happen to get the name of this National Guardsman that saw all of this? Or any of the kids' names?
Yes, you do have their names. You would have had a chance to write them down. I wouldn't provide all of them to you, but I can get them for you.
Yeah. I would say the names that I got.
Good. They might be worth talking to if they're still alive. It was quite a while ago, but you never know.
Well,
I got us lodgings for the next couple of days. I saw quite a few hunters gathered around the firearms store. Could be a good source of information. They're at least the most hardcore people about this.
They did say the bar would be crowded in a little while, so that's also a place where we can try and get some inside information.
Would I have, in my casing, would I have pinged that as like a decent?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You'd at least be able to find out like information about how many people have like bought guns planning to like go out tonight to hunt the monster. Which might be important because it could turn into like a bad situation if there's just a bunch of like drunk people in the woods with guns tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the town drunk Garth did mention that the current sheriff was appointed by the mayor and just follows orders, while the old sheriff Mark just didn't let go of the original case.
Was Garth wasn't one of the names of the kids or guy then? Okay.
That's just the drunk, I think.
He would have probably.
But you never know. He could have seen some shit as a kid that turned him into.
Based upon where you're gauging Garth's age, he would have probably been a young adult, like early 20s, when 52 happened. When the 52 sighting happened.
Well, there's an option there. I could continue to try and get information. I know he's not going to be too thrilled that I left him without his beer, but that should be remedied with another couple shots.
The bartender probably doesn't like you either.
Probably.
So what's our next step?
Well, I got us lodgings. I'll give each of them one of the keys.
Dax, you have room 11. Yofi, you have room 12. And Shane, you have room 13. The room keys.
Lucky number
Add to your
13.
inventory.
What was the motel's name?
Elkhart's.
Elkhart is one word, and then it's apostrophe S. Elkhart's.
What time is it?
We're getting into late afternoon right now. There's actually, you guys probably have noticed already, if you're looking out the windows, some people like loading up their trucks and like heading out into the woods.
What's the waitress or waiter that's been helping us?
The waitress, his name is Mary Jo.
Oh, so we did see the Mary Jo on the tag? When she comes and refills my coffee, I'll point at the name tag.
Yes, dear, that's my name.
Oh, I love that name. It's my mother's name. I look over at Dax. I'm like, you talk.
It's a small world, I guess.
I'll take a coffee, black, eggs,
Sure thing.
bacon.
You got it. Toast? Grits.
No. We might have some pie afterwards, though.
Oh, it's fabulous. I'll be back with some food and some coffee. Actually, she'll just set another coffee cup down and pour from the same thing, like she had an extra on her. And then she'll head off.
Should we try to get any information from her about her husband?
It's a name you should recognize.
She's
It
married
is.
to the former sheriff.
I found that usually not immediately questioning them tends to get you better results. They're not immediately put on the defense. But it's good. I'm a little concerned about those hunters. There might be another dead body tomorrow. Or more from these idiots shooting each other.
Do you want to follow them?
I agree. We could tag along.
No. I think we need more information before we go out in the woods at night.
Fair enough. I didn't particularly
wanna
want to
be-
follow them anyway.
Information is your greatest weapon in this field. Lots of things can't really be affected that much by what we have. Needs more specialized methods.
Eggs and bacon. She sits on the plate in front of you with some utensils and
Thank you, Mary Jo.
ketchup, all that. You're welcome, dear. You all come for the little parade and convention?
We did. A little bit of, cryptid seekers.
Oh, planning on going out in those woods tonight.
I don't know if we'll go out tonight, but we might. I was hoping to get some more information before we went out, given that we're coming into this, for the first time this year.
Well, I can't tell you too much about Braxy, as I don't really care for the whole thing. But careful out there. Everyone's going to be trying to catch him tonight.
We heard that the sheriff, Mark Rutherford, he was looking into all of this stuff. But when we went to the police station here earlier, they said it was Hilda Henderson is the chief.
I'm sorry, are you cryptid seekers or are you true crime investigators?
Radio hosts.
Radio hosts? I almost said podcasters.
Well, I mean, we would like to break into that field. It pays much better than seeking cryptids.
Well, I can tell you Mark's focus wasn't so much on the cryptid itself as trying to find the killers out there, you see. He wasn't sure if it was a cryptid or not. At least he wasn't last time I talked to him. But he did know people were dying. And he didn't like unsolved cases.
Was that a while ago, the last time you talked to him? Do you know where we could find him?
I try. I'd head over to the gun shop and talk to his brother. Mark and I aren't as acquainted as we used to be.
Okay.
So
I'll have to do that then. Thank you.
You're welcome. You two need anything else?
Great, thank you, man.
I'm just good with this.
She'll nod her head and walk off.
So the gun store, I imagine we probably could meet up with some of those hunters too. Or we can go to the bar and I could make nice with Garth. this diner sells cigarettes, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He'll buy a pack of cigarettes just in case he ends up running into Garth.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Dax? Yofi, what's the next step?
Team lead. What are you feeling?
I feel like it might be a good idea for you to talk to Garth some more.
All right, do you want to come in?
Yofi, you can either go with him to investigate or see what you can learn at the bar, or you can come with me to see what we learn at the gun store. Or do you have a third idea?
Definitely split the party.
Well,
again.
I mean, while we're
like this, we've been
while we're in town investigating. I mean,
hey, dude, we're time efficient. We do all kinds of things.
Well, we haven't yet disclosed our actual affiliations. And short of that, I wouldn't be allowed into the morgue yet. So,
yeah,
probably not. But you could.
I'm pretty sure I can get you.
Go, but they might
you could
connect you to us.
Any of you can throw weight with local police. That doesn't mean they have to immediately cooperate with you, but any of you has the ability to throw weight with the local police.
Pretty sure we could infiltrate it if we needed to. If you wanted to get a view on things before we identify ourselves to the authorities.
Usually until higher ups get involved, there's like kind of a gray area on who has total control of the situation.
I'm not sure if the current sheriff is appointed by the mayor. I'm not sure they're going to be forthright with too much information.
Was there any information on the mayor or Hilda in the dossier we got?
Not really. Nobody has been there since they were put in these positions. Because nobody's been back from the DPRs, and this is the first time anyone's been here in like 19 years from the DPR physically. Miles has been like checking in and making phone calls to some people, but that's about it.
Okay. Anything about like how long they've? Well, the
mayor's
been new, but
the mayor's been in control for a while, like 12 years. Hilda's been in position less than a year.
So he wasn't in the position the last time there was one of these events then.
Otherwise, you'd probably know more about him.
Okay. Well, it's possible there's some kind of town secret that's passed from mayor to mayor, but this particular one wasn't in office at the last event. So we may not learn anything from him, but be a good one to talk to through official channels.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe reaching out to the former sheriff's brother before we out ourselves as government officials might be a good idea.
That's where me and Yofi, if she wants to come with me, are headed after.
As all of you are we're gonna say that you guys kind of finished your food and you're like you've paid. It was $12 even, Dax.
Nice.
For everyone's stuff.
Even with cigarettes? Dang.
I forgot about those. It's a $20 table. You guys can decide how you want to split it up.
I'll throw out 10. I'm not gonna pay for his cigarettes.
Yeah.
Or I'll throw out 12, whatever.
Well, don't forget your tip.
Oh,
or are you guys not gonna tip her? Because that's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a tipping.
I'll throw out $15 on the table.
I'll pay for the cigarettes. How much are they? $5?
Yeah. So that's 20.
And then I bought 3 shots, which is
that was at Josie's.
Yeah, I know, but I'm calculating how much money I spent so far.
Let's say that you're at like. Are you tipping also?
Yeah, you tip.
Let's say you've spent like $25.
Okay, that makes it easier, and I'll just write 25. All right. I'm sure that Agent Shepard's going to have a detailed report on how we've spent this money at some point.
Shots for town drunk. $18. No.
Confidential.
As all of you are saying this, I'm sorry. Let's zone back in here so we don't forget what you guys were saying as I interrupted you. But
and you step out onto the street and you start down and you're like getting ready to finish up this conversation and split up a little bit again. You guys would hear sirens and you'd see 2 police cars drive by in the direction, like they're going east. It looks like they're going towards an out-of-town exit.
Is it the same direction we saw the hunters taking off in?
Some of them. The hunters are leaving in several directions because, like, there's stories about all different parts of the woods.
Gotcha.
Everyone's kind of picking the area they think is the area it's going to be in and trying to get there first.
Where's the car?
Well, that could be interesting.
I agree.
Yes. I suppose that's probably more worth checking out right now.
Don't forget, if you throw your weight out there, they have radios in their cars. So once you start throwing your weight,
They know.
all the cops in town are going to know you're in town.
I don't know if we would necessarily want to try to throw our weight on the scene, but it might be worth a drive-by just to see what's going on.
I tend to agree. Let's see what the action is, and if they encounter him, I have my ID for my false identity, and
Okay.
we can always try and
Do you all want to head
pass
over there
ourselves
together?
off as pass ourselves off as just fans of the convention.
Yeah.
Okay. All of you load up in the car and pull out onto the highway to head east. As you're heading that way, you guys are following these 2 cop cars. They eventually pull off on Whistler Road, and it looks like it's going into the woods, a little ways at least, into the flatwoods. As this is happening, the afternoon is crawling into the early evening. And as the 3 of you in this car are turning into the trees, in some distant parts of the forest, you guys can hear drunken hoots and hollers, gunshots firing into the air. It's not like massive, but just occasional pops in different areas.
Should we park in some place inconspicuous and come up on foot?
What was the name of the road again?
Whistler Road. What was the name of the... didn't I give another one of you a road name earlier, too?
You gave us the Old Haven road that was
You would see along this road, you would see a path that turns in a different direction a little ways up. So if you kept going straight instead of following them, a little ways up, off in the opposite direction, you see a turn and a sign for Old Haven Road. So this is in the same general area. It's just curving off into a different area of the woods.
I mean, if we go on foot, there's a chance that we could get shot at by these drunken rednecks.
Yeah, don't paint your face blood red. That's for sure. Go ahead and make wisdom study tests for me. The target number is going to be 8.
Can I help somebody with this instead of doing it myself? I'd like to help somebody with it.
How do you help them?
Who's better?
Which one of you guys is good at it?
I have
Organization over here from the party.
I have a rank 1 and a rank 2.
Let's see.
No. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter which one I help. Can you tell me what exactly we might be looking for so I can know how I might be helping them?
I think that in this situation you would probably be helping them more by like reminding them to like that you might being like, all right, guys, eyes in all directions. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
okay. I had that thought too. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Just make sure you check your surroundings, keep your eyes open. I don't want to be surprised.
If I'm looking for something specific, then I have that easy for it.
Yep, and if he chooses you, you'll have another easy.
You want to do?
Oh, sweet. Then I will choose Ant's character. You can reroll ones, and your test is double easy, I guess.
Okay, so I got to re-roll, basically, right?
You get to reroll ones on the dice.
Also, he dropped your test from an 8 to a 2, so I think it's like impossible for you to fail. You're just rolling to see if you crit right now.
Yeah, you might crit on that.
That's a 10.
Just
That's a crit, right?
Yeah. Well, no, a 10 would
Not
be
quite.
too short of a crit, unfortunately.
that'd be 10 higher.
You do notice that there's another car on the highway heading in this direction. Are you guys turning off to follow the police cars? They're racing off onto Whistler Road.
Or at least turning off like the freeway onto that.
Okay.
Onto
The
Whistler
car
Road.
behind all of you races past. What did you get on your roll?
I got a 7.
Ugh, yeah. Yeah. There's you can tell it's definitely the guy in the driver's seat. It's just a dude by himself, and he's continuing down the highway past all of you. But other than that, the road is dead. You guys turn off, and you guys see as the darkness is kind of settling into the trees from the sun going down. You see the police pulling off of a dirt road, and it looks like 4 deputies, because these guys are sheriff's office, because the town basically just has a sheriff and deputies. 4 deputies, all male, hop out of the cars. They have kind of a hushed conversation with each other, and then they head down the dirt road on foot into the dark. Flashlights out. Looks like to you guys they might be heading towards a house. There's some lights in the distance in the woods. They might be like residential lights.
Can I, while we're driving, could I use the car phone to call Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It rings. How's it going?
Not too bad. Can you tell me of any reports in the area? We just saw a couple of police cars heading out, sirens on.
There's some cops that are responding. One sec. Looks like to a domestic disturbance. A house off Whistler Road. Looks like it's happened before a few times. Might be a guy beating his wife or something like that.
Sounds like a little bit of a dead end. Thanks, Miles. I'll hang up. So, sounds like a domestic abuse report.
You guys do see some flashlight in the hills continuing down the main dirt road. So there's definitely like hunters in this area looking for Braxy as well.
Alright.
Is the house they're headed to? It was not in the direction of Old Haven Road, right?
Old Haven Road, you would have to go. You would have to backtrack the car to the main road, continue heading east, and then turn south instead of north.
Got it.
But it cuts off of the same main road just farther down.
Did Miles give us
Gotcha,
the
okay.
name of the homeowners?
Jim Potter.
Just want to see if there were anybody that we knew about already.
Actually, yes. I don't think I've actually given you that name yet, but you would know from your time spent looking through the file that he's the owner of the local grocery store.
Okay. So the owner of the grocery store. I'm concerned that if we go and chase after these hunters, we are going to get ourselves shot. And if we go too close to this domestic violence call, we'll reveal our identity a little sooner than we'd like.
Agreed. This is probably not anything we necessarily need to worry about. There was no reports of a body. It's unlikely to be related to our case.
Yeah, I don't recognize his name from any of the incident reports either.
Was there a list of names of the escaped convicts that were still at large in the file?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
None of them were the Arthur person, right?
No. Arthur is the name of the guy who is in prison for that one rash of murders.
Yeah, that's why I was asking about him. To
But
he was one of the people.
The guy that you were talking to did not fit the description of that guy, and that guy, according to your reports, is like currently physically in prison.
Okay.
So that may have been a coincidence. Like he's a completely different ethnicity than the one that was in the report.
I don't know. Sir, call Shepard.
So I guess we can head back to town. I honestly don't fancy traipsing through the woods on the first night.
I tend to agree. I don't want to get shot by one of these locals. Where to next? Do you want to try the local watering hole? We could try the gun shop before it closes.
You guys getting in the car and going back to the main road right now?
Yeah, I think we're just
as you guys reach the main road and you scan it, you would notice that farther eastwards down the road, there is what appears to be the sedan that was following behind you, pulled over with the driver's side door open, where the road cuts into the trees south on Old Haven Road.
Maybe we should pull over and investigate. What kind of car is it?
It's a... It's a Dodge Intrepid in gunmetal gray.
Maybe we can get Miles to run the license plate on this.
Yeah. We can't see the license plate from where we're at, though, right?
No, you would definitely need to head up the road because it's nighttime at this point, and the car's lights don't look like they're on.
It's very weird. He would just
look around.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think we should probably investigate.
Yeah. I'll drive us up to the car.
If anything, we're just good Samaritans trying to check on.
When you guys cruise up on the vehicle, make a wisdom study test. This is a group test. The target number is 20. Don't forget you have momentum.
Again, can I? Again, I would like to assist instead of contributing.
I think I'm going to force you to contribute.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Let's
but don't forget there's momentum.
Yeah, let's use momentum.
That'll drop it to 14.
Wisdom study, you said?
Yep.
Okay. I
got a 10.
I got an 8.
Yeah, you guys already beaten it.
I got a 12.
Yep. All of you, as you're pulling up on this car, you see the door ajar, the keys still in the ignition, and it looks like it hit a post off of the road and then just got parked and abandoned. Just past that, there's a dirt path that leads up into the trees and where it turns into Old Haven Road. So it's like a dirt drive almost into the nature, and you would see what looks like a figure in the dark.
Okay. The tracks you mentioned, I've got expert tracker. Is those tracks moving up in the direction of the figure that we see?
You don't see tracks on the ground like on foot in the dirt, but there is a dirt path going up. But actually, as you're observing the ground looking for tracks,
You don't see any.
Just
No, there's no boot prints or footprints in the ground.
and the soil's pretty soft in that area.
Honestly, this would be hard for most people to do, but you've done it before, and
Yeah.
you're not seeing it.
Am I leaving footprints? So is this suspicious? Because
Yeah.
there's not. I'm not.
You're leaving traces in the dirt.
All right, I'm kneeling down, looking at the gravel, and I move my flashlight over, and I lean up to them and go, "There's no tracks here." And then I just shine the flashlight at my heel print in the dirt.
Is the silhouette that we see like a really tall man?
Make a wits study test as a group. Target number. It's going to be 15.
8.
5.
Almost there. Basically, you can't
7.
tell. There you go. Yeah, it looks abnormally tall.
Uh-oh.
And as you lean up and you say that to them, and then you flash the light across, and you also notice the silhouette,
Mm-hmm.
all of you see this almost like neon, like flash of light. Kind of green, kind of purple. Instantaneous and intense. And then it is gone.
The figure's gone?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna shine the flashlight up to where it is, and then I'm gonna start moving up there and seeing if there's tracks.
How do the two of you react to that? Because we're gonna cliffhanger on this. So
Okay.
you see him dash forward, like almost like he's on the chase.
I would call out to him to stop. Hastiness gets you killed in this field.
All right. I'll when I hear him, I'll stop. I feel like
He approaches a group, ready for anything.
well, if that's the case, pop the trip.
I'll get the polarized sunglasses out and put them on.
Okay.
I'll
In the
get
dark.
the shotgun.
You're gonna grab the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yofi, what do you do as the groups together?
Well, that's certainly new. And I'll just pull my gun, have it ready.
And as you guys pull your flashlights out, you head into the trees. And we'll continue this case next time.
Dun dun dun.
That was fun.
That was fun. That
Case of the Mothman or Braxy.